For this week, we have a lot of questions to answer, and it's all revolving around community. So there's a lot of factors to community, but I try to break it down best I could. So first question is, what are our responsibilities in the community? And I tied this in with rises, which is our core value. So some examples would be reverence. So if you have reverence in your community, you have respect for other people in your community, so respecting them, respecting their property. Also integrity. We can uphold our duty as citizens, which could be to vote or to follow rules and laws. And another example would be service. So if we have the responsibility of service, we can serve those in need in our communities. So there's a lot of ways you can do this, especially through volunteer work. And this ties in with the idea of Jesus and being Christ-like and following in his footsteps, with him being a role model. Next question is how I'm related to respective communities, U.S. society, and the global community. So it's a lot easier to connect to your respective community rather than the whole world. So it's important to start small. Everything you do matters, and it does eventually reach that global level. But we can start off by representing our university. So I do this through the nursing program and the soccer team. You can serve your community through volunteer work. We can relate to U.S. society by upholding our duty to vote and also peacefully protest what is wrong. It's hard to relate to a global community, but everything's connected, and what we do in our own community can affect the rest of the world. The next question addresses elements that are part of a community. So this could be public services. Social coherence is a really, really big one. Locality, and it's questioned if robots can take over these elements, but I don't think robots ever could, because we have this human emotion and we have souls, and nothing can ever replace true human connection that God put out there for us. And lastly, what does it mean to be in community? For this answer to this question, I drew some quotes from the Pope. I said, "The image of a body does not imply that the believer is simply one part of an anonymous whole, a mere cog in a great machine. Rather, it brings out the vital union of Christ with believers and of believers among themselves." So this really draws in faith with community and how it brings people together. So think about a community in church. Also, to have a social cohesion with others, the Pope says it's impossible to believe in our own or on our own. So the more people you have believing, the stronger the faith is. And I think a good quote to end this week with is, "Faith is open to the we of the church."